Today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of owning a Class B RV. Let's talk about the pros first. Because of the small size of the Class B RV, it is so easy to find parking space. We can just park in any regular parking space, let's say in the mall, in a crowded national park parking lot, or let's say by the beach, to do parallel park. In terms of drivability, it is so easy to drive a Class B RV because it drives like a van. I have never driven anything bigger than a regular size SUV, but I was able to just hop on and start driving with the van. The only problem I have is backing up, because even on a regular car I never back up. But with the RV, usually we have to, back up into either the campground, or it's just easier to back up in any parking spot so that we can just, leave. It's just easier. And just after a few tries, I was able to, back up the RV and, just maneuver throughout the parking lot. So that is the plus of, driving a Class B RV. Another plus of having a Class B RV is the accessibility on certain roads. Sometimes when we would want to go, let's say, down to this beach underneath, that we could see it, but then the exit would say, no vehicle above 24 feet, and we're like, oh, great, we're only 20 feet. So we were able just to go down on that really narrow, windy road and get all the way down to that specific beach that we wanted to get to. So so we know that is a big plus of owning a Class B RV. And also when we went to Death Valley, there was this place where we had to go all the way up, and it was kind of windy, and actually there's a sign that says certain size that you cannot go up, and we were able just to go up there. When you're not out on your adventures, when you need to take a break from all that adventures, you could, park at home, like right on the driveway, or even along the street, because we do see a lot of Class B RV. They just park on their own driveway on the street, except if you live in a gated community with the HOA. Like for us, we couldn't park on our driveway. We would kind of have to, park in the back of our property line, which is okay too. But that would save you quite a bit of money, having it stored at a storage facility. Let's say if you have a Class A or a big trailer, or, even a Class C, I think most people have to find storage for them, because you can't really park on your, driveway unless you have a big property. With the recent price increase of the gasoline, we're so glad that we have our Class B RV, because the mileage that we get is pretty good. We usually get about 17 to 18 miles per gallon, and even with this high price, we still be able to afford to go on our own adventures. Since the Class B RV are built on the van chassis, it is easier to have it fixed. We just have to bring it to a regular dealer, or we can even change oil at home, like what we're gonna do next. Right, honey?
You are.
If we were to have, like, let's say a Class A RV, we'd probably have to bring it to an RV place, just to have them check out if there's something wrong with the engine. We wouldn't know what to do, but with just the regular engine like this, even we're not familiar with the diesel, we could just bring it to a Mercedes dealer, and they're everywhere, very easily accessible. And that is a plus for owning a Class B RV. Let's talk about the cons of having a Class B RV. The first thing is there's hardly any storage space. As you can see, we only have a few storage cabinets. This one right here, a little one, And we only have some small drawers right here for storage and a tiny little fridge and a tiny little freezer. So basically everything is very small in a Class B RV, and it is, you know, something that we have to sacrifice for you know, having the ability to drive around, and we just have to sacrifice on the storage space. And here we also have a very tiny little bathroom. There's no separate toilet or shower. As you can see, this is the typical size of the Class B RV bathroom. We don't have a separate toilet area and a shower area. It's a shower toilet combo. And I mean, for us, because we are small, so you know, it's a good size for us. But I know, like, for a taller person, it might be a problem because the shower, it's just like up to here. If you're any taller, I think you probably have to take a shower sitting down, I guess. But yeah, we don't have that problem. So we're okay with this size bathroom, but it is small. The living space in the Class B RV is pretty small. As you can see, this is the living space. It is the living room, the bedroom. It's just in this area right here. And if you you and your husband have a fight or something, you kind of get stuck, or you could kick him to the front. Actually, we could make another bed area up in the front right here. So this is where your husband would sleep if you get into a fight. We actually are prepared now. We have an inflatable bed that we bought from Pleasure Way, and is specifically made for the Mercedes chassis. We bought it actually for our daughter when she was still in high school, and she traveled with us for a little bit. We just have to inflate it and put it right here, and according to her, it's pretty comfortable. She didn't mind sleeping up here. So even though it's small, I think this could fit probably maximum 3 people, unless you have a tiny little kid. The little kid could sleep in the back there on the main bed, which is like a queen size bed. Even though this Sprinter van has a pretty high roof, I think if you are, let's say, 6 feet or taller, you probably would hit your head. I'm about 5 feet, so you know, I have a lot of space, you know, to move around. I don't hit my head, but for anyone taller, you kind of have to, you know, be careful so that you don't hit your head, especially if you hit your head on this AC. And another cons of the Class B RV is that they just put the regular AC unit right here. There's no room for them to put like a duct unit AC like the one we have inside the house. So it is a pretty loud AC. And I think with the Class A, you know, with the big space on the roof, I think the AC is ducted. So, you know, it should be quieter. But, you know, for us, this kind of AC is pretty loud. In balancing the pros and cons, for us, the pros outweigh the cons, because for us the drivability is the most important thing, and we're willing, you know, to sacrifice the space for it. And since we don't live in here full time, we only travel part time, so it's a perfect fit for us. And so thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.